forgot to record it. We didn't get to talk about dermaplane. Oh my gosh, shaving faces, dermaplaning. That's what that's what we were talking about before. But let me back up. So there's a lot going on. My next NDE interview is going to be June 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because since it's daylight savings, they change it to EDT, because nothing can ever stay the same. It always has to change and be confusing. I am then going to be teaching a virtual handwriting analysis on July 5th. So why do I think handwriting analysis is so important? One, you can spot if somebody is suicidal, if somebody has depressive qualities. You can also see if somebody is really kind of a loose lips kind of person, if they're going to tell secrets, if they're going to tell your secrets, or somebody else's secrets, it's going to come out. It's going to tell you if somebody has tendencies to lies, or if somebody has a tendency or they call it a felon claw. So there'd be like somebody who would stab you in the back over and over again. And I always love to tell this story because I had, hi Beverly, hi Christy. Yeah, I am recording it now. Thank you very much. Because one of the things that can happen is, and you could tell me if this has happened to you or not. It's totally happened to me. I get, even with my skills, I'm still a human. I don't like tap into them all the time. And sometimes I just forget. It's not like I just get excited about something, go towards it. And I totally got ripped off by somebody on Facebook Marketplace, something I really needed. And I went and I purchased it, and it was wrong. Now, am I saying that handwriting analysis could have stopped me? No, but maybe if I would have seen his writing, it might have given me a bit of information to cued me in. I would have seen it and go, oh my gosh, wait a second. Let me do a little bit of a double check here. But one of the things I like is that when I started working at a small company. I started working at a small company, and at the beginning part, they would sign checks. One of the owners would sign the checks, and he was just this like cute little man. Yeah, we should. Yeah, if you guys all talk to me in longhand, that would be woo. Except I think my kids think it's a foreign language. So anyway, so he would always sign the checks, and when he signed the check, he signed it very specifically. And the first time I saw it, I just sort of jumped back and was like, okay, I know, I see, I know what I'm dealing with. And I saw somebody, it's so interesting because I was there for almost 3 years, and he was always very open and seemed very honest. But I always had in the back of my head, I saw your handwriting. I kind of know where that's going. And then when they were talking about like splitting up and going in different places, and the owners, I was not an owner. All of a sudden, one owner was just written out, and it was just crazy. And I was I could see all of it happening through handwriting. So that's why handwriting is important. It gives you clues to who's around you. Sometimes it can just be who's your boss and how they sign things, or it's important, like maybe if you're dating somebody, I would strongly urge you to know what you're seeing in dating. Yeah, the heart's in the window, right? So I would strongly encourage you to begin to understand how people's vibration and frequency and patterns. I mean, we have a pattern of being, we have a vibration and frequency of being come out when we're writing, when we're using our hand. It's the flow of our energy. It is all a part of us. We cannot separate our energy from how we come out on paper. So anyway, yeah, so I have friends who will be like, Janny, look at this handwriting. I love that. I actually get really, really mad with them if they hire people and it didn't go right. I'm like, why didn't you just let me look at their God blessed handwriting? If you just would let me see their handwriting, I could have helped you out. But anyway, I can't do everything all the time. That's all I can say. handwriting is really is a really important aspect. So that's going to be, the handwriting analysis is going to be virtual, but I've also, on July 11th, I'm going to host a virtual burning bowl. So it's after the solstice and kind of halfway through the year. What we're going to kind of do is begin to, we are in the thick of it. We are still like coming off of a lot of stay-at-home orders, a lot of, I know that we're different parts all over the country and even all over the world, although I will kind of say that hi Sarah, hi Lisa, I see you, I love you, Lisa. But so one of the things that happened when we were in this self shelter in place, trying to really not overwhelm hospitals, not really trying to make sure that healthcare professionals weren't so overwhelmed that weren't able to kind of care for the people that needed it, even though we got to those places. A lot of, you had to sit with who you are, what you wanted out of life, how you wanted to see your life, how you wanted to be in your life, how you wanted to sort of live into your life and lean into it. Now, I'm going to, instead of doing a burning bowl in the end of the year, the beginning of the year, I'm going to do it in half of the year. Right after this, we're sort of, a lot of people opening back up. There's a lot of like confusion around that, and people kind of be like, oh, it's over. We're just not going to do any social distancing. We're not going to really care. I really am going to use this burning bowl to sort of just release, have you help assist you, facilitate you into releasing the pain of what was coming up as you had to sit in solitude and in patience and realize like you have letting go. Because here's the deal. We're talking about manifestation and spirit and kind of not using those words sort of around. So now I'm going to use those words. You're manifesting. You are an amazing, powerful creature. What you focus on, what kind of becomes what you're seeing, because you're putting your attention on it over and over and over again. So what I want to encourage you to do is, as you're kind of putting forth power and force into your life to build it, that you understand that as you ask spirit to come in and get close to you, as you ask kindness to become a part of your life, as you could be asked peacefulness to become a part of your life, it's a destructive process, or can be a destructive process. I'm just going to say it is a destructive process. How about that? Because one of the things that happens, it breaks down all of the constructs, ideas, thoughts, illusions of who you think you were or are, into trying to bring peace, trying to bring happiness, or whatever you're looking at. You have, anytime you're trying to bring something in and birth this into your life, you're going to be destroying parts of your life where you're holding on to an illusion that's not real. Because there are two sort of forces in this world, and you're going to hear this as this next NDE comes up, as every NDE interview comes up. There are two forces, love and the fear. Fear is like holding on to everything, and the more that you love, you become more like water and allow it to flow over you and through you. Now, saying that, I'm going to say this. If you have not dissected, it's called Dissect, DISCET podcast, where they break down Beyonce's Lemonade album, her visual art, her, like, I can't even remember all of it, but her visual sort of breakdown of everything in her life, where she's talking about it. She's breaking down where actually the podcast breaks down her song, where you can miss so many different things. I really am very much want you to listen to it, because how she processes the depth of her unspiritual, very dry life into moving through it. Her actual second song was where she was dressed up as an African god, which is a lot like the Hindu god Kali. which is all like God and force of destruction, just destroying everything that was in her life. That's when you see, and maybe you've seen this video where she's walking around with a baseball bat, you know, breaking down, breaking windows, breaking cars, like just, it's a part of destruction. It has to be a part of a destruction, because you cannot just bring something else in without releasing the old and letting it move through you like water. Life 2.0. Yeah, exactly. I love that, Lisa. I love that. That's beautiful. So, okay, so I want to say that. So the Burning Bowl is going to be July 11th. Handwriting analysis, July 5th. I'm going to do the next NDE interview with Steve, as long as he says yes, on the 30th, which will be next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. And it's going to be, I think, pretty awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. So it's going to be something that is, it's going to be pretty cool for his interview. I think you guys are going to really like it. Actually, I spoke with him yesterday, and I think it's going to be a nice little eye-opener. Anyway, so I want to say that. So I want to say that if you haven't listened to if you want to like train your brain into some sort of seeing the very deep internal life of Beyonce, which I strongly suggest, because why not? Definitely listen to the Dissect podcast. I think that podcast is probably going to dissect a bunch of stuff, but for sure I'm like listening to Lemonade right now, so that's a good one. And think about what you're wanting to bring closer into your life. What maybe you have decided during this time that you have self-quarantined, that you've maybe spent time alone, being able to sit in your emotions, being able to kind of really feel them, really from the bottom up, be like, is this the life you want? Is this what you want? What are you trying to draw into you? Sometimes this is about naming it, about seeing it, about being with it, and over and over and over again, not letting it escape you, having it be your focus, where you're so vigilant that it's what your focus is. It's where you believe it's going to be. I just want to say hi, Tracy, too. I see you. It's good to see you, Tracy. I haven't seen you in a long time. I mean, granted, that's like a small picture of you. Hi, Monica. And Edmund, hi. Oh, never thought about that. I don't know what you're talking about, Edmund, but I'm sure it was something brilliant. I'm sure it was something absolutely, utterly brilliant. Okay, so pretty much that's what I have for you tonight. I will be sending out a newsletter within the next few days to a week. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, hi Karen, definitely go to JANICOOKE.com. It'll pop up and say, do you want to be a part of this newsletter? Do you want a newsletter? Make sure you put your email address in. I'm gonna begin to write down some of these things that we talk about here, and talk about manifesting in a way actually where your focus doesn't become your most failing point. And you know, I always like to say this as far as and especially, well, it's not a very formulated thought, so I'm just not going to say that yet. But it is they're just be on the lookout for something from me. It'll probably be from Janny Banny, Bo Banny, Fanny Fanny, Mo Manny, Be by Bo Banny. Hi Chuck, how you doing, Chuck? I hope you are well. So just be on the lookout for that. And I hope that I just want you to know that every little moment of your life is really, truly a gift. Whether or not things are perfect, I just want you to say and see that you have everything you need. You have all the tools you need right now to come up, to rise and discover your life anew. It doesn't have to be anything that it was. It's going to be something that is new. I do want to say, everybody here, and Chuck, I would love your opinion on this, because I'm seeing South Korea was saying that they had their biggest single spike, and they're calling it their second wave. So be on the lookout. He better say I'm a sweetheart. No, I'm just kidding, Chuck. So I want you to be thoughtful, not careless. It's not a time to just throw caution to the wind. You need to be thoughtful in your actions when you're around other people, and and taking care of yourself and caring for other people, because you never know who goes to who and who may be a health compromised person. So I just want you to just be thoughtful around those things, because as you're manifesting for yourself, your actions, your will, your desire, how you move within this life affects everybody. So when you're affecting one person, you're also affecting another. So there is no disconnection anywhere. I don't know how to explain that more than I can. It'll happen through NDEs, but it'll happen through near-death experience. And actually, like I said, I'm going to coin those phrases differently, because they weren't near death. I kind of think living is really near death. Like you, me right now, everybody, we're having near-death experiences. I'm talking about death experiences. People who have died, crossed over, talk about what happens on the other side, and then come back and actually can give proof to it. And it's so much fun because because in this life, we can lie to each other, right? We can lie. It's like me being duped. People can lie to me, and I'm not always going to check in and be like, is that person telling me the truth? We have to, as human beings, have this belief that people are telling the truth, because we don't have time to contemplate every little action somebody does. And then if we get lied to, we just make a change to do something different. Obviously, I have been burned lately, as you could tell. It's that desk. So pissed. But it's, I could understand where it was my fault too. So I have responsibility in this too. I just get carried away with stuff and just love what's happening, and then don't change it. So yeah. Nancy, that's incredible, because I think there's a book that's called What I Learned, an NDE, near death experience. I'm sorry. I meant near death experiences. I think that we are all living near death almost all the time. I mean, we really are. We could have a cardiac arrest. We could go clot. We could. So Nancy, I just wanted to say there was a book, What the Dying Has Taught Me. And I think what a retirement community until retirement. Oh, I held hands with residents as they died. Moving experience. I bet that was an incredibly moving experience, because, and I bet you could even say this, Nancy. I mean, not only did people have you also, but we never are alone in this earth. We're surrounded by our loved ones, as we're never alone. In spirit, we have tons of spirit at our beck and call. So the near-death experience. I bet you could tell me some stories. I'd love to hear, actually. So Nancy, send me an email. I'd like to hear if you had conversations, as if they would explain to you, because I just heard this. It was I'm going to share this and then I shut up, because I'm kind of rambling. So I didn't really have like an outline of what I was going to talk to everybody about tonight. Not that I really ever do. Right? Yeah, we're all practicing for death. But I just want to share this, and I think I really want you to hear this. Take a deep breath. So I just want you to like hold on to your moment right now and sit down and hear this. So a gentleman was dying, and he asked his wife to lean in and get close, and said, I don't have a lot of energy. I can only say this once. So she comes over, and he puts her head to his ear, and he says, every moment and every morning when you wake up, know that you have everything you need at every day. When you wake up, you have everything you need. I'm going to challenge you to have that be your first thought of the day. Waking up, opening your eyes, I have everything I need. I set the tone. I am the one who is like contributing to the day. I have everything I need. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yep, I have lost a few members to COVID this. I understand that. I just understand what you're saying. Well, one of the things you can do, and I guess I'm going to say this for when after somebody has crossed recently, you can usually, um, well, not just recently, they do want to spend time with you and let and make their energy felt. So just try and stay open the first couple of weeks after. Doesn't matter if they lived in another country. Just try and stay open to their energy and allow them to come into your dreams and actually ask them to come into your dreams because they want to let you know how much they love and care about you and how much they that they think about you. So because I'm rambling, I'm going to say right now, see light, be light, watch for a newsletter. There's a lot of stuff coming up. And yeah, I will post also when I'm going, I will post when and that next MDE interview is going to be, and I think that's going to be June 30th, unless he says no. But who says no to me is what I'm saying. All right. See you light, be light. Talk to you later. Bye.